Peyton, this month you should be getting your bonus, correct? I just want to make sure that you'll be putting a large portion of that bonus into this house, alright? You're kidding me, right? You want me to put my bonus into the house as well now? Of course I do. Ever since your father had to be laid off by the company while it's gone through some restructuring, it's been hard paying off the bills. Your family is in a pinch right now. So you, being our daughter, need to step in and help us all out. And I totally understand that, Mom. And that's why every month I've been putting in $1,500 for you and Dad to use on bills. Yet now you're going to ask for my bonus too. Quit with all of that whining. If you had some complaints to make, then go take them to your father, who not only got laid off, but is in the hospital right now. It's because of him that his household is struggling so much. I would never go and complain to him right now. I'm not lying when I say that your father is such a waste. You should be embarrassed for being laid off like that during a simple restructuring of that company. And now he's sitting in a hospital because he got into a car accident while nodding off. I'm sure that the hospital bill is going to be atrocious as well. I can't get any use out of him anymore now, can? Please don't talk about Dad like that, Mom. From what I can tell, the reason he was nodding off in the car is because of you. What was that? Why am I the only one to blame for him being sleepy while driving? You've been putting a lot of stress on Dad by making him spend all of his time looking for a new job. But at the end of each day, when he doesn't have a job lined up, you tear into him, blaming him for each and everything. Do you not see how much pressure you're putting on his shoulders right now? It's because of that Dad hasn't been able to sleep at all anymore and got into that crash. I feel sorry for him now, because all he was trying to do was get his life back together for us. Well, maybe he shouldn't be such a spineless man then. If it weren't for me tearing into him like that, then he would have never had the ability to even start looking for a new job. I was only putting that much pressure on him for his own benefit. Now you shut your mouth about things you don't understand, Peyton. Wait. You were taking things way too far though with him. Recently, you started threatening him with not giving him anything for dinner because he couldn't line up a job for himself. And at some point in there, you started to only feed him frozen dinners while you fed the rest of us proper meals. When I heard all about that from Dad, I was just shocked and felt terrible for him. I was doing what was right for him. If he's not going to show anything for all that time he's wasting looking for work, then he's not going to get fed properly. Well, if you're so upset about him not finding a new job, then why don't you start working? It's not like you do any of the chores in the house anyway. Stop being such a lousy housewife and pick up a shift or two at the local grocery store. What? What did I just hear from you? It's because of your father I have to spend every day stressing over things that a wife should never need to stress about. I have never had to worry about how to save the most money and about what was going to happen to all of our savings if he doesn't get back out there soon. You're going to ask me to work a job now while going to all of this stress? If I have to do that, then it will be me sitting in a hospital next from all the stress I'm dealing with. Well, at the very least, work for like 2 days a week, okay? Stop trying to rely on money I hand to you guys and start making some money for yourselves again. Shut up! I want you to take responsibility for your father's stupidity, not me. You're his daughter after all, and share some of his same traits. I am not going to work a job, no matter what you try to tell me, so shut it now. What? Now, once you get that bonus into your bank account, I want you to send it right over to my account, because it's this family's stupid father that we don't have any income and barely any money left in our savings. So the only person I can rely on now is my daughter. I'm sorry, Dad, but I'm not going to be able to come in today to see you. I have to stay late at work today, so I won't be able to get into the hospital in time before they stop allowing visitors in.
No worries, Peyton. Just focus on your job. And by the way, how's work been going for you? I feel so horrible that you're having to work twice as hard now for my failures.
And like I'm always telling you, you don't always have to apologize for any of that. You have to spend time in the hospital now getting better. So you just sit back and relax while I show you just how much money I can bring in to support the family.
Thank you, Peyton. I'm so happy to see that I raised such a reliable young woman. But of course, something like this should never fall on your shoulders. I hate the idea of needing to rely on my own daughter to support the family in my place. But once I'm out of this place, I'm going to try twice as hard to find myself a job. Get things back to normal for everyone.
You don't have to push yourself too hard though, alright? It's not like I'm doing anything outside of work right now. I don't have any hobbies, and all of my money is normally just going straight into my savings. I think it's totally alright for you to rely on me and my income right now.
Please. But to a father, something like that just doesn't seem right. I understand. I'm not the best man out there, but I still have some pride left that I want to hang on to. I've been writing memos down about all the money you've been giving us, so when I'm out of here and have myself a job again, I'm going to give you all that money right back. I promise.
You've always been way too serious about things like money, Dad.
And that's because I feel that the money one earns shouldn't be wasted on those who can do better. It's been 2 years now since I started relying on you for your money. 2 years. You give me $500 a month. And I should be able to earn my money myself. And now, after 2 years have gone by, you've already given me over $20,000. I'm so sorry about that.
What? Hold on a sec. I think you've been writing down wrong, Dad.
What? I have?
I haven't been giving you $500 a month, but $1,500 a month, right? So that would mean, well, you've been giving Mom around $30,000 of that money, right?
You've been giving us $1,500 a month. Wait a second. I never heard about you handing us that amount. You've been putting $1,500 a month into this household, and I've not known a thing about it.
Why are you so shocked by all of that, Dad? I've heard from Mom that you guys don't have much in your savings anymore. So after doing the math, $1,500 is the bare minimum you need to stay above water, right? So that's why I've been handing you guys $1,500 a month.
No. Just wait. We have the savings to keep ourselves going, Peyton. I promise you that. I know it might not be a lot for the long run, but I received $50,000 from the company while I was laid off as a package.
What? So that was the amount you received?
Yeah, that's right. I understand the reason why they were laying people off, and at the time they were handing out packages to those that would take them, so I went ahead and did so because I knew if I didn't, I might get laid off and not receive nearly that amount. So we've had $50,000 in our bank account this whole time, Peyton. Your mom and I. That's also why I wasn't pushing myself too hard to find a new job right off the bat, but as soon as your mom began to try and push me harder and harder to do so, and well, the car accident happened, and your mom and I don't really have the best insurance plan, so it's going to cost an arm and a leg to pay the bills, so a lot of the money I had in my savings was used to pay all that off, but we're not in debt or anything because of it. But I suppose me having to spend that kind of money on hospital bills has gotten your mom even more stressed out. That's why I had asked her to keep asking you for $500 a month. You'd been giving us $300 a month after I lost my job, but since the accident, I had told her to bump it up to $500 a month from you so that she didn't have to worry as much about money. You were told that by her as well, right?
Wait. That story is completely different from what Mom was telling me. She told me that you guys have nothing in your savings, and that when you were laid off, you didn't get any money from the company.
Huh?
That's why when she asked me to give you guys $1,500 a month, I thought I had no other choice but to do so for you two. But now you're telling me that you've had money in your savings this whole time?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her about that right now. I'll also take a look at her account balances again. See what everything looks like. I feel there's still a bit of money left in there, so you shouldn't have to be giving us that much each month. If I find that we're still fine, I'm gonna ask you to stop sending that kind of money to us each month, okay?
If you don't mind, can you let me handle all of that for you? You are still in the hospital and should be focused on getting better rather than this issue between Mom and I.
You sure?
Of course. Honestly, I don't think she'd be too kind to you anyway right now. So I'd much rather take all that crap from her than let her start tearing into you again. Just sit back and let me handle things, Dad. Now, I'll be back to see you the next time I have a day off, and we can talk some more about this. Good luck with your recovery, okay?
Peyton?
I'm sorry to have to ask this from you, but do you mind giving your dad and I $2,000 this month? $1,500 is not going to be just enough this month. Why won't be enough, Mom? You have been making sure to save that money up well every month, so you should have no other need for another $500 from me. What are you talking about? This month I will be having my birthday. And so far, I have been doing my very best to live every month, spending as little of the money you give as possible. So can you please just hand me a little extra this month to have some fun with? If you had started to work a part-time job like I asked, then you wouldn't have to be trying so hard to save money each month. Huh? Well, whatever, I guess. I have no choice since this month is your birthday. I'll try my best to get you that $2,000 this month, okay? But that will make this month the last month I ever had any money over to you. I quit my job today, so there is no more money coming in for me. Excuse me? For a little while I'm going to be unemployed, so please be aware of that. You'll be able to have some fun this month for your birthday, but after that, you're going to need to put your best foot forward and start being even more careful with money. You hold it right there. What do you mean you quit your job? Don't tell me that you've been laid off now. There's no way. Not only your dad laid off, but now you too? I've had enough of this crap. I cannot believe both you and your father are that stupid. Did you just call the both of us stupid right now? I sure as hell did. You are both completely brainless. I cannot believe that you both are a part of my family. I've always been aware that your father's been a complete fool, but you were supposed to be different. You got a job at a huge company and everything, making more than your father. I thought there was still some hope for me because I could really use your income. But now I'm seeing a trend here. Peyton, you get all of your things together right now and leave this house at once. What? It seems my time of getting any use out of you has come to an end now. And if you're not going to be making any more money, then you're nothing. This household does not have the money to hold on to a jobless loser like you. All you are to us now is a waste of money. So hurry up and leave. And don't even bother coming back to me until you start making some money again. I'm not sure you have the right to be talking to me like that, Mom. I had only just quit my job, and you're already calling me useless and asking me to leave? After all the money I've been handing over to you each month? Shut the hell up, you useless idiot! Not only did you end up looking a lot like your father, but you both seem to lack the same amount of brain cells as well. If this was going to be how you turned out, I would have been better off never giving birth to you. No, wait. I would have been better off never getting even married to your stupid father. Jesus Christ, what the hell has happened here? If only I had chosen to marry another man at the time. All I needed was one other man to propose to me at the time, and I would never had to been stuck with your father. I had another man at the time, but I should have stayed with him instead of leaving the moment your dad proposed to me. I can't believe I made such a foolish mistake then. You're kidding me. Were you actually going with another man at the time you were dating Dad? Shut your dang mouth. That has nothing to do with a brainless child like you. Now, I want you to stop sitting around and get out of this house by today. I do not have it in me to take care of two useless losers now. I don't even want you to be my daughter anymore if you're not going to make any money for me. I'm going to become a CEO starting next week though. What? But since I'm such a useless daughter, I'll hurry up and gather my things. Thank you so much for the small amount of attention you ever gave me for these past few years. Now, have a great rest of your life, Mom. Wait a moment, Peyton. What do you mean you're becoming CEO next week? You just told me you got laid off today. No, you have it all wrong. I told you, I quit my job. I plan on taking a new job next week, and that's why I quit my job at the current company. Actually, I'm going to be in charge of making my own company. Making your own company? Well, to be fair, the company has already been made and is doing quite well at the moment. I actually created this company a while back, but I've been leaving it in the hands of some employees to run while it's been growing. So in the meantime, I've been working another job making a bit of extra cash. A lot of that extra cash has been going into my company this whole time, and after a few years, I finally figured it was time to go back to being a full-time CEO again. What? That's why I've gone and quit my job today, and I'm heading back next week to take the reins of my company. In other words, the job I've been treating as a side hustle will not be my source of income. Or maybe I should be saying that I'm giving up my side hustle to focus solely on my main job. Technically, I haven't been a CEO of the company for the past few years due to leaving one of my employees in charge, but I think it's time I go back. I want to try even harder now to expand the company, and from what I can tell, all my employees are agreeing with me. You're joking, right? You've had your own company this whole time? Had I not, I would never been able to afford to give you $1,500 a month. Peyton? Things like that. You should really be telling your parents about a lot sooner, right? You probably already know that I was just saying you about leaving the house was all a joke as well, right? Since you're going to be a full-time CEO, you can continue to stay with us all you'd like. What? Are you sure? Of course, of course. I know what you mean now by not having any income for a little bit right now, right? You're just going to be taking a week to get everything to set back up again, to be the CEO of your own company. Full-time now, right? I'm not really sure what all of that entails myself, but hearing you'll become a CEO makes things totally okay with me. So you can continue living with your father and I here, while helping us both financially. I'm not sure I want to do that anymore. So I'm going to be leaving now. I'm not going to ever hand any money over to you again. What did you say? Are you actually trying to say that you're going to forget about both your mother and your father? Your father is unemployed and in the hospital right now, Peyton. What the hell is wrong with you for thinking it's okay to turn your mother and father away while we're both struggling? Dad's out of the hospital now. I guess you also didn't know about that. What? And you have it all wrong about me forgetting about you and Dad. I'm just going to keep caring for him. It's only you that I'm turning away from. From now on, it's just going to be Dad and I living together. So do whatever you can to support yourself, alright? Wait, what does all of that mean? Since when did your father get out of the hospital? And what the hell do you mean you're only going to help your father now and not me? How about you step back and think about why that could be, Mom. Now, Mom, I'm off to get ready to leave this house. I hope you have a good one. Dad, I'm going to be coming over to you today to start living there. Mom told me that she wanted me out of their house, so I'm packed up and never going back there.
Wow, great work today, Peyton. How'd your mom take all that? Hearing about how you quit your job. Gonna become a CEO now.
She was freaking out a lot more than I ever thought. And just like you said, it doesn't seem like she knew anything about you getting out of the hospital. She started asking me about when you got out of there and with all of that. She was shocked as though she ever knew what was really going on with her husband.
Well, I knew that idiot was never going to remember anything I told her. I called her and told her the day I'd be getting out of the hospital and everything. She never seemed to really care at the time about me. Wasn't even happy to hear the news. And just like I'd expected, only you came to the hospital on the day I was being released.
But due to her not caring about all of you, we were able to get prepared for this day, and she never suspected a thing. This was our plan for the longest time now, and it's worked out perfectly for us. Right after you got out there, we were able to go to a realtor, and they helped us get a real nice place. That was pretty fun, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've been looking forward to all this for such a long time now that my heart is racing with excitement. I guess we can mark today as the day you and I both started living together free from the rule of that crazy woman. And by the way, I've found myself a new job already.
What? Is that right?
While I was going through rehab at the hospital, I started to search for work again. I couldn't just sit around every day focusing on myself when I had a daughter who was working her butt off making money for me. Thankfully, in this day and age, we have the internet, and I was able to do interviews online for the job. And due to a filter I was using, they never knew I was interviewing for a job in a hospital bed.
Great work, Dad. I knew you were always smarter than whatever Mom was saying about you. I guess today you and I can crack open a bottle of wine to celebrate. I'll make sure to buy us a really nice red wine from the store on my way over.
Then I'm gonna get started on making up some delicious snacks for us to enjoy with the wine. You've always liked those chicken wings I cooked, right?
Absolutely. Once I'm finished picking up the bottle of wine, I'll be right over, okay? Then we can celebrate our new lives together without ever having to worry about being stressed about Mom again.
I can't wait. Now I'm gonna make sure I start doing my best from now on again, so that you can have a break.
Please, Peyton, please tell me where you and your father are living. I called the hospital, and they told me you weren't joking about him at all. He did really get let out of there, but none of the nurses or anything were willing to tell me anything else about him and where you both moved to. I just got the paperwork in the mail from your dad saying that he wants a divorce. Can you believe any of this? Oh, so it's already made to you? Luckily, we had lawyers send all of that paperwork to you from their office, so that you couldn't see where the papers were sent from. All we need you to do now is sign those papers and send them back to the lawyer. I don't want a divorce, though. If both you and your father leave me, then how am I going to live? I will apologize for everything I've done to you both so far. I'm sure that both of you and your father are upset about how cold I've been treating you, right? I'm sorry, but your apologies are no longer wanted by us. Both Dad and I no longer want to live with you, alright? So hurry up and let Dad be free again. If you don't and make this divorce take longer than it needs to, then Dad is going to make sure he gets even more money from you than he's already asking for. What? Did you think neither of us knew what was going on here? I'm very sorry, but we both know very clearly what ended up happening with both Dad's savings and the money I was giving to you. I know you were trying your best to hide from Dad that you were getting $1,500 from me each month, but when he told me he was only getting $500, we made a huge realization. What exactly have you been using the other $1,000 in each month? You're kidding me, right? Why do you both know about everything? I never said anything about the money besides that it was going to your father and I, so how did you realize something was up? So what are you going to do, Mom? Are you going to shut up and sign the divorce papers? Or are you going to force us to get every penny you took from us back? So those are your two choices, Mom. So which one would you like to choose? I can't make a choice just from that. Even if I try to, the money you've already asking for is too much for me to pay out. I'm sure it is. You ended up using around $80,000 of ours, right? Well then, there is only one choice left for you. That's to shut up and sign those papers. But wait, I'm too old now to be getting a divorce, and this whole time I've been a housewife without ever having to work a day in my life. Are you guys really just going to toss me on the streets like that? I have been with your father for years and years now, and he's just going to throw me and everything away? Huh? But you were saying that to me before, that you had wished you never chosen to get married to him. You had that other man you were going out with as well, that you think you'd been using a better choice right now, right? What? And as for myself, I'm just a jobless loser that would be getting in your way, right? Don't tell me you were just joking about all of that. Because from what Dad and I have seen, you're the only jobless loser left in our family. So please stop thinking either one of us is going to help you out anymore, alright? Let me just say, you are no use to either one of us anymore. But wait, Peyton, all of that was just a joke. That's what I thought you'd say. But I'm being serious right now. I would never want anything besides being married to your dad. And you are too important to me for me to actually have to believe you're useless. So please don't throw me away. No matter how much you beg for us not to leave you, it's all going to be for nothing. Now hurry up and sign those papers for Dad, please. We are giving you until tomorrow, and if nothing's come back from you by then, we'll have the lawyer go to your house. And if at that point you still don't hand him the signed papers, then he's going to hand you a paper saying the amount of money needed from you in the settlement. No way. Yes way. This is what happens when you act like a spoiled brat when you're close to being 60 years old. Once we get those signed divorce papers from you, don't expect to ever hear from me again either. Both of us brainless idiots are going to move on in life together. So a super smart woman like yourself needs to do your best as well on your own. Goodbye now, Mom. And after that, my mom sobbed while signing the divorce papers, and soon after that my mom and Dad got their divorce. From there, My mom tried to get in all women's shelter house where she could have been cared for and fed by the city. But upon arriving at the doors, she was turned away by the lady at the front desk. Apparently, they didn't think she was in a bad of a situation as she had been pleading in, because she came in wearing all brand clothing and carrying a very high-end purse. They suggested that if she was really in a pinch, she should go and sell all of those things first, and might then have the money she needs to carry on. As of right now, my mom has been seen working at a super, close to her house, trying to make things work on her own. And as for my dad and I, we have been really enjoying living in our new home together. My dad is now working for a very kind company, where all of the staff have been helping him get used to the systems and things like that. He's even begun learning about how to work more with a laptop, instead of relying on those old arcade computers he was used to. He goes on a lot about how much he's been loving his new job, and about how fun it is to learn new things there. Seeing him that happy to have his life back on track has started to make me feel a lot better as well. I think the both of us have completely forgotten about what life was like with my mom. Hey, Patricia, I can't believe you betrayed me. Sherry? What are you talking about? You traitor! I was wrong for even thinking that we were actually friends. What are you talking about? Not coming clean after being busted is the worst thing you could do about the situation right now. Don't you see? Wait a minute. Why are you so mad? I can't do anything about the situation if all you do is call me a traitor and yell at me for whatever I did. What do you mean you don't know? You left me behind and made a boyfriend. Why haven't I heard an apology from you yet? You traitor! Boyfriend? Yes, boyfriend. You didn't have a boyfriend during our last high school reunion, did you? We even promised each other that we would both dedicate our lives to work, even if everyone else were to get married. You were the only reason I was still enjoying these reunions, but you left me behind. You betrayed me. Sherry, please calm down. That was like 2 years ago. Don't calm down me. 2 years is basically 10 seconds when you think about it. This is what I call a while ago. I don't know about that. This is all because you betrayed your own friend. I didn't think you'd stoop this low. Shame on you. Please, calm down. I mean it. I only started dating because I found a great person by chance. This has absolutely nothing to do with me trying to betray you. But you have a boyfriend right now, and I don't. You made this reality, Patricia. Now I'm the only one in our whole high school class who doesn't have a boyfriend yet. How dare you make a laughingstock out of me? No one is laughing at you, Sherry. You need to take a deep breath and see what you're saying right now. You're panicking. Shut up! No one could calm down after finding out that their only friend betrays them. Certainly not me. I'm not going to calm down until I get back at you. You wait and see. Fate will punish you for stabbing someone's back like this. You better be prepared.
Hey Patricia, how are you? Is the wedding coming together fine? I hope Alex isn't making you make all the decisions and stuff.
Hey, Kevin. Long time no see. Yeah, he's actually been very supportive towards the decision making about the wedding.
Thank goodness. Hey, I actually texted you right now for a different reason. May I ask you a question about something right now? If you're busy, I'm totally fine getting back to you later.
I have a minute to spare. What could that question be?
Well, I got a follow request on my Instagram account from someone who claims to be your friend. They sent a message to me that says, "Could you tell me what Patricia's boyfriend's number is?" So I just wanted to make sure that she's actually your friend.
My friend wants to reach my boyfriend personally? Why would they want to do that?
Apparently they were planning to surprise you on your birthday, so they wanted some help from Alex. She said that she wants to make him appear out of nowhere and surprise her or something. So I told her to give me a moment to look for the number, but I got a bad feeling for some reason, so I wanted to see if she actually was your friend.
How did she know you know Alex's number?
She says that she saw that I was going to the same university as you on my profile. So you should know what her boyfriend's number is, right? Is what she said.
Doesn't all of that sound pretty suspicious to you? My birthday was a month ago, so the next one is like a year from now. And as you know, I had a big party with you and Alex and all of my other friends.
That was so much fun. I really can't wait for next year. But yeah, that's exactly why I decided to contact you right now. Whatever this person's plotting, they're horrible at it. She said her name was Sherry. Do you know anyone with that name by chance?
Sherry? Oh no. What should I do? I know that girl. She's crazy.
Huh?
Yeah, we're not friends or acquaintances or anything. I just know her from high school.
Then why would she be wanting to reach out to you right now?
Well, it's complicated. And a lot has happened between us in the last week. And now we're in a fight. Well, not really a fight. She just hates my guts. She claimed that I wasn't her friend anymore, so she probably wouldn't hesitate to do anything to me right now. Could you please just not tell her how to reach me or Alex? I mean, I think you're feeling the same thing, but all I see is a bad future if you end up telling her.
Alright, I'll make up some excuse not to tell her.
I know I'm asking for a lot right now, but could you possibly let some other people know about Sherry? So that they won't tell her my number? I have a feeling that she's going around asking other people too.
You're probably right about that. Alright, I'll be sure to let all our mutual friends know about this whole thing. Don't worry. Thank God I decided to ask you about this whole thing before telling her.
Thank you so much, and I'm sorry for dragging you in such a messy situation.
Don't worry about it.
I finally found your boyfriend. It took a while, but now I can finally reach him. I win. Sherry, you've been going around asking all of my friends for Alex's number, haven't you? I've had tons of my friends contact me about some weird girl contact them about my boyfriend's number. I was just curious about what kind of guy he was, that's all. I mean, he was the man that was worth betraying before, so I figured that he was probably the most handsome guy around, so I wanted to take a peek for myself. And now you finally reached him, huh? I made sure to tell everyone not to tell you anything about him. Where on earth did you find that information? Don't underestimate me. I'm much more resilient than your average person. I searched from corner to corner on SNS, and I mean every single person who seemed like they could possibly be your boyfriend. Most of the guys wouldn't say anything to me, but I came down to one person on my own in the end. I have all the information I need now. Wait, so you have the contacts of my boyfriend now? Yep, it took me a while, but now that I know how to reach him, he's all mine. I DM'd him right away. And I'm sorry to tell you, but your boyfriend just bit right onto the bait that I set up for him. What? I guess I'm closer to his type. He's been bombarding me with messages like, "You're so adorable," and "When can I finally see you?" and all of that. Your boyfriend has a good taste in women. How dare you? I mean, the results could have been more predictable. The only reason I never had a boyfriend was because I decided not to spend my time for dating and spent more of my time for work. As you can see, I could make a boyfriend as soon as I tried. Wait a minute. Are you sure that account's my boyfriend? He doesn't have a single account on social media right now. So he was doing SNS without even telling you, huh? He was definitely waiting for some beautiful girl like me to reach out to him, so he could have some fun behind your back. He's probably bored of you already, looking for some newer and better girl. You're lying. He is not the type of person to do something like that to others. He's always been very loyal to me, and also his friends. You still think he loves you, huh? Well, I'm sorry, but he's all mine now. Seriously? I don't mean to brag, but he's looking very forward to leaving you to be with me. As proof, I'm about to go on a date with your little boyfriend later today. How does that make you feel? Are you jealous, Patricia? Date? Today? Yup, we're going to a sweet hotel by the beach. Why would he do that to me? Because he loves me more. Isn't it obvious? I mean, I suggested that we start off with dinner at a restaurant close by, but he wouldn't just listen, you know. So we ended up deciding to go to a sweet hotel by the beach. And that's today? Yup. Today's our first date, our first trip, and our first sleepover. By the way, we just arrived at a beach. We went to check in at the hotel earlier, but the room was absolutely fantastic. This is our first date, and he's already taking me to all of these nice places. Places that he would never take you in a million years. I guess guys don't really hesitate to spend any amount of money to earn the girl of their dreams. Hey, Sherry? Just asking to make sure, but you're really with my boyfriend right now, right? What kind of question is that? I mean, I guess that's what happens to a person when they just can't accept reality as it is. The reality of your own boyfriend throwing you away to take your best friend on a fancy trip. Sorry for being such an attractive girl, honey. You thought you could run away from me, but I caught up to you. Uh-huh. Sorry, but your boyfriend and me are having so much fun. I'm very confident that you're gonna be officially thrown away as soon as we get back. So try to mentally prepare for that, okay? Everyone I'm with right now is laughing their butts off at you right now. Huh? What do you mean? You don't have to be apologizing to me. Because you've done literally no damage to my life. What are you trying to say? What do you mean everyone's laughing their butts off? Who's everyone anyways? All of the people who are attending my wedding right now, Sherry. Everyone here to celebrate me and Alex getting married, including Alex, my husband. Everyone from me and my husband to all of our friends are laughing at you right now. Wedding? What do you mean wedding? The wedding between you and your boyfriend that I'm with right now? Let me ask you one more time. Who are you on that trip right now? Because my boyfriend who you claim to be with right now is standing right next to me in his amazing tuxedo at this moment. You're lying, because I'm with him right now. I'm on a trip with him near the beach. I told you. I'm telling the truth. It's not a lie. You can argue as much as you want, but I'm with the man himself right now, so there's no better evidence, don't you think? Maybe his twin. Yeah, he probably has a twin, doesn't he? And he sent his twin to take his place in a marriage while he himself comes on a trip with me. That's what happened. He's an only child, Sherry. What? Then who the hell is the guy next to me right now? If he's not your boyfriend, then who is he? Why are you asking me? He's right next to you, so you can ask him, who are you? Then you can have an answer right away. I can't ask him. How am I supposed to ask him when I can't speak any Chinese? I don't even know how to count in his language, for God's sake. Your boyfriend's Chinese, right? I mean, he looks like he has some type of European blood in him too, but he doesn't speak any English at all. He keeps talking to me in perfect Chinese, but I don't understand the thing, so we've been communicating in the few English words he knows. What? My boyfriend's completely American. What do you mean he's American? Wait, So you're on a trip with the Chinese guy whom you thought was my boyfriend, who actually turned out to be a complete stranger to all of us, correct? Tell everyone to stop laughing! His profile picture on social media just looks like your boyfriend. Anyone would have mistaken him for your boyfriend. If anything, it's just weird that your boyfriend isn't related to this guy in some way. They look literally identical. Whatever. Maybe it's my boyfriend's doppelganger or something. Anyways, how did you even manage to get to the point of going on a trip with him when you were never sure of who he was and couldn't even communicate properly with him? Because, I just translated all of his DMs with a translation app. And isn't that hard to figure out what he's trying to say with gestures and facial expressions and stuff? And he knows the words like cute and beautiful and stuff like that. Well, you have fun with that Chinese guy that looks identical to my husband, alright? The two of us will get going now, since we have a wedding to carry out. You're just going to leave me with this guy? Bye-bye. Let's both wish each other a fun day, you know? One that'll last us a lifetime.
Hey, Patricia. Thanks for inviting me to your wedding. It was the best one I've ever been to by far. I had an amazing day thanks to you two.
Yeah, the surprise we had at the beginning made it even better.
About that, I was finally able to find out about that whole thing. You know, the Chinese guy who apparently looked just like Alex. I think he's the study abroad student that came to our university pretty often.
Wait, really? So does that mean you and Alex actually knew him well?
You could say that. He was a really nice guy, and even our professors really liked him. So they'd often invite him over to our classes and stuff, and that's how we got to know him. And on top of that, he actually looks really, really similar to Alex. So yeah, that's the guy who Sherry was talking about.
Does the Chinese exchange student really look like Alex though? Because I still can't believe Sherry got him mixed up with the Chinese person.
To be completely honest with you, they look like they're identical twins or something.
Twins?
It's not just their faces. They're similar in height and their bone structures are identical too, so you probably couldn't tell which one's which just by seeing them from behind. So, back when we were in uni, me and Alex would style the Chinese guy's hair so it would look like him. We also gave him some clothes that were the same ones that Alex had one time. He seemed really happy about the clothes and hair.
And he looked identical to Alex during that occasion, huh?
Exactly. So I searched the exchange student's name up and looked at his profile. He made his profile picture the one that we took that day, where he had the same hair and clothes as Alex.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with Sherry taking him as Alex after all. And he was also visiting the US right now, so one miracle led to another, I guess. He works at a Chinese company right now, but they sent him over to an office located in the US.
So after all of those miracles, Sherry ended up going on a trip with that guy, thinking she was able to steal my boyfriend from me, huh? Dang. I guess the myth that three people who look identical to each other exist on this planet might be true.
I guess so. Well, that's what happened, so you have nothing to be concerned about, alright? Alex didn't face his doppelganger after all.
Thank you so much for everything. From dealing with her in the first place to finding out what this was all about. I don't know how I would have dealt with this situation without you. Patricia! Help! I need you to lend me some money. Like, right now. I don't care whether it's yours or your husband's. I just need some money. Please! This is an emergency. Please just answer. What do you need now? And don't use the word emergency so lightly. Well, you know how I came to the suite with the Chinese guy who I thought was your boyfriend? Well, I got him to clarify that he wasn't actually Alex after all. But I couldn't just leave because it was already late and I couldn't get a ticket to head back home. So I stayed at the hotel for the night with a lookalike. That's great. You know, maybe this could be a once-in-a-lifetime type of encounter. You two could be meant to be. Not so much. I just stayed for the night because there wasn't really any way for me to get back home. I didn't even want to stay with that guy, but I was asked to pay $15,000 during my checkout this morning. 15,000? Why on earth would you be charged with 15,000? Did you break something really valuable in a room or something? I would never do such a thing. All I did was stay the night at the hotel that the lookalike took me to. That's all. But it turns out that the room we stayed cost $15,000 a night. What kind of hotel costs $15,000 a night? Is it a 5-star hotel or what? That's like the same rates as hotels in Dubai or something. I don't fucking know. He made a reservation on his own without discussing anything with me. And I got a worker at the hotel who speaks Chinese to translate our conversation for me. Apparently, he's saying that I promised him that I would make the payment for him, and that I told him I can make any reservation I wanted to make during our call. He thinks that I said he doesn't have to worry about the payment because I have everything handled, and he keeps blaming me for everything. Oh my. But I didn't even say a single one of those phrases. We only discussed that we would go to the beach and stay at a hotel nearby. I mean, you said you were able to tell that he was trying to say, but looks like you were off by a few miles. Oh, shut up. So I've been trying to convince him for hours now, repeating the line, I never said I would pay for anything, over and over and over again. But he started to get really mad about this misunderstanding, and now the worker is sympathizing for him and the two of them are trying to get me to pay for the whole thing. And now they're threatening me to call the police if I don't make the payment immediately. I mean, the worker doesn't care a single bit about your misunderstanding behind saying yes to the payment. I probably wouldn't either if I was the worker. Patricia, what should I do? I don't have that kind of money. They're going to call the cops on me at any moment. I mean, you guys already stayed there for a night, so I don't think there's another way out. Just pay the money. I'm sure they'll let you walk over to the ATM to get some money. I don't have the money in my bank account either. I don't have the money, period. I've been going to some matchmaking parties lately. Some of my savings have been going low. I don't even have 10,000 right now. Oh no, that's a pity. Huh? Yeah, that's why I'm kindly asking you to please lend me money. I'll pay you back no matter what. Please. You and your husband are both working, aren't you? Yes, we are. And we've been saving up so that we can have a child whenever we want. And I'm very sure that our cause is far more important than your $15,000 stay at the hotel that you can't afford, okay? So I'm not lending you a penny. Bye. Please. You know, I would have at least considered if you were simply nicer. What do you mean? I've been the kindest soul to you since the moment we met each other. Seriously? You didn't succeed, but you still tried to take my boyfriend away from me and onto an affair trip to a beachside resort. Who in their right mind would consider someone like that a nice person? Wait, I can't explain. Let's hear it then. Exactly. You were never my friend, but you're definitely not anyone I'd even want anything to do with anymore. You said that to me a few weeks ago, by the way. No, wait, please, I didn't mean what I said. We're not friends, and you're nothing to me. So please quit asking me for help, because you won't get it. I'll be blocking you from now on, so you won't hear from me ever again. Wait, look, I'll apologize for everything I've said or done to you. I'm sorry. I was just jealous of you finding a boyfriend when I was never able to find someone. I sincerely apologize, so please, as a friend, help me out. Nope. Please don't leave me like this. Bye-bye. I'm a bit tired from having a blast at my wedding yesterday, so I'll be blocking you and going to bed. Right next to the man of my dreams. Good luck paying those bills and without going bankrupt. If not, I'm sure the cops won't be happy. Later on, I heard that Sherry rushed over to a nearby ATM and loaned a few $1,000s and paid for the fees. Apparently, she tried to convince the Chinese lookalike to pay half of the bill. But Alex called him right as she was trying to convince him, explaining the whole plot behind her approaching him and coming onto this trip with him. After all that, all the exchange student would say was, "How dare you drag me onto your filthy plan?" from what I could hear over the phone. The enraged Chinese guy went home after that and blocked Sherry on everything as well. After a short while, this whole incident was known by every single person in our whole high school reunion, and no one dares to try contact crazy Sherry. Apparently, she would go around treating other people in a crappy way too, like bringing used women's clothes as a gift for a friend's baby shower, or talking horribly about the friend's husband behind her back. Now, she truly has nothing, and no one.
Hey, Bristol, what was that last post you made? Oh, so you had a look at that? I knew that a photo of some fancy food like that would really blow up online. I was even able to get 500 likes on it in an hour or so. Huh? There were that many likes on a rude post like that made by you? What? How was that post rude to you? I even asked you before making the post if it'd be okay to use that picture. And considering it was a good one, why wouldn't I be posting it? I'm not actually talking about the photo, but what you wrote about it under the photo. You really went and made me look like an idiot there. Huh? And those hashtags you used are even worse. Hashtag still a single woman and hashtag someone please marry me. You also talked about how you try and sell me to someone if that's what it took. I made that post because I'm worried about you, Katie. You're still in your 30s now and still single, right? I don't want to see my friend's sad appearance any longer. That's why I went and put those hashtags on my post in hopes someone good would come along and find it. I never asked you to do something like that for me, though. What is that attitude from you? I did that thinking I was doing the right thing for you. Sure, you won't ever become the wife of a CEO like me, but at least I was trying to get you with a man so that you could finally have a decent marriage. And I'm saying what you did today was not okay. I already have myself a really good and perfect fiancé that I'm totally happy with. And today I was planning on actually telling you about our plans of getting married soon. What? Is that true? The reason I invited you out for a nice dinner today was in order to do that. But the whole time, all you wanted to talk about was yourself. You would always jump into my sentences and make them about yourself, and then would go on and on and on about how happy you are. Because of that, I was never able to get to what I had to say. If that's what you wanted to do, then you should have said something sooner. I never noticed you had anything to say to me. But if you're really going to get married now, that's great. Now you'll finally be able to graduate from being a sad little lonely loser. So would you please go and delete that post you made right now for me? Sure thing. I'll go edit it saying that you're finally getting married. Now you tell me about the man you plan on marrying. How much is he making a year? What kind of car is he driving right now? And does he have a place of his own, like a house? Hold on, Bristol. What do you think you're doing asking questions like that about my fiancé when you only just learned I planned on getting married to him? Aren't those some important questions, though? If you want to have a happy marriage, you will need to rely on the financial wealth that your husband has for you, right? Oh, could the man you're with be a business owner like my husband is? No, he's just your average office worker. But he's really happy with the type of work he gets to do. And because of that, he was recently looked at by Midori Commercial Affairs. That really is pretty amazing of him. Midori Commercial Affairs is that company where most people go from university to making $100,000 in their first year of working there without a hitch. If that's where he's going to be going, that must mean he really is a big deal. Wait, is it really that amazing of a company? I knew that it was a very famous company and all. You really have a good husband in there, don't you? That must mean that his family's pretty amazing as well then, right? Where is his family living right now? His parents have had a lot of money and properties as well, right? Actually, he doesn't have a father right now. Sounds like from a young age, his parents had divorced and he was left with his mother. What? So he only had a mom growing up? But his mother is a very interesting person. She's a very powerful woman, and to me, she's not only very kind, but the perfect woman. I think her and I will be able to get along really well. Katie, you need to end your plans of marrying that man right now, I think. The worst man you could marry is one that comes from a moneyless and fatherless family like that. What? From what you've told me, he seems to have plans of working at a very good company next and making some decent money there. But if he never had a good enough upbringing, then your future is sure to become rough for you. So I'm recommending you leave that man right now. Don't talk about his upbringing like that. And would you stop calling his mother moneyless just because her husband left her a long time ago? Uh-huh. What kind of an attitude is that now? I'm only being kind by worrying about you like this. I know that a mother-in-law like her will do nothing but cause you pain and frustration as you guys get older. I'm happy to hear that you're worried for me, but you're not helping right now. I happen to really love my fiancé, and I also happen to really respect his mother. So there's no thought in my mind of leaving this marriage we have planned. Is that right? I'm just trying to warn you is all, yet the fact that you're still going to go down that road to sadness makes you a certified idiot. So you're really against me getting married to him now? I wanted to invite you out to my wedding since you're a good friend of mine, and I was planning to have you give a speech for me and everything, but I'm not going to ask that of you anymore. What? Giving one of those speeches would be me standing out in front of everyone to talk about you, right? If that's what you wanted from me, then I'm in. I will definitely be coming to your wedding now. If I can have someone getting a ton of photos of me up on stage giving a speech, that will rocket me to fame on Instagram, won't it? What? I never said I was against you getting married to that man. I just felt bad for you as your friend for wanting to get married to a moneyless man like him. But if you're still wanting to marry him, go ahead and do what you want. Now that means you can still leave that speech you planned on having me do up to me. And make sure there's a really good photographer there during your wedding who will take amazing pictures of me, please.
I made sure to send out all the invites for you. That means we should be pretty much complete with all the preparations for the wedding, right? All we have left to do is make that guest list and set up the chairs and whatnot for all of them.
That seems about right. I just have to finish deciding which dress I'd like to wear and what food we should all have for our dinner there.
By the way, how did things go with finding someone to give a speech for you? I feel you should make up a special invitation just for them if they're going to be the one you choose to rely on, right?
I already have that figured out. I already asked a longtime friend of mine to do it for me. But just in case, I was thinking of asking one other person to act as a sort of a backup, just in case.
What? What do you mean by just in case? If your one friend is already saying they'll do it, then there shouldn't be any issues, right?
When I first asked her to give the speech, she was really into it. But I don't think what she's going to have to say about me is going to be any good. And recently online, she's been saying things like, I don't want to do this after all, and this is a pain in my butt.
She's saying things like that online?
That woman happens to have a lot of secret accounts online, and perhaps she thought I'd forgotten about them all and was posting those things. But even if she's saying things like that about it, I can't just go asking her not to do it for me anymore.
So she doesn't expect that her good friend is looking at what she's posting on that other account? Yet you still don't want to tell her not to bother now?
That's right. That's why, just in case, I'm going to ask one other person to prepare a speech for the wedding. I would hate to have to ask someone last minute to get up in front of everyone without anything prepared for me.
I think that's a good idea then. I'd hate to put someone else in a nerve-wracking position like that. If you don't trust your one good friend enough, I think it's the right play having someone else ready to give that speech. I just really hope that she gets a grip since she's a friend of yours from when you were both young and really does give an amazing speech.
I hope so too, and that hopefully means that things will be okay. By the way, have you figured out who you want to give your speech, Andy?
I had a friend say that they'd been wanting to give the speech before I even asked anyone. He's a really good friend of mine from university, and the moment I went and told everyone I'd be getting married, he replied wanting to give the speech for me.
That's so awesome. I'm happy to hear that you're still talking with a lot of your friends from then. And if I'm getting this right, I think I know the guy you're talking about. I haven't had a chance to meet him at all, so I'm really looking forward to seeing him at the wedding.
He's a really amazing guy, so I can't wait for you to see him. Let's all have a really good time at our wedding.
I'm sorry, Katie. I'm not going to be able to go to your wedding today after all. So could you please cancel that speech I was supposed to give? What? What's happened that's causing you to have to not show up now? Did you run into some issues on your way out here this morning? Not at all. I just don't want to go now, so I'm not going. I can't be seen at the wedding of some moneyless man. So I wanted to make sure to tell you I wouldn't be coming as soon as possible. What? That's a lie, right? You're just joking about not coming to your best friend's wedding with a reason like that, right? I would never joke about something like this. I won't be coming today, and I will most certainly not be giving that speech today now. Why would you wait until now to tell me this? I get that it was a pain in your butt to have to give a speech and all, but what makes you think you can cancel with only hours left before my wedding? Wow, Jesus. Did you have a look at one of my secret accounts or something? But you couldn't have seen everything I was saying online, right? Everything? I was really wanting to give your speech when you first said something about it, but after that I realized it really was a pain for me. And when thinking about how your husband comes from a mom with no money at all, that really helped seal the deal. I mean, look at me. I married a CEO and am now his wife, right? Which means that for the sake of my husband's image, I have to be more careful of who I'm hanging out with. What? Having said that, you understand what this means, right? If I were to go to the wedding of some moneyless lowlifes, I'd be tripping up my husband. Which is why I won't be getting to your wedding now, and that speech will have to be canceled. That's really mean of you, Bristol. How dare you cancel on the day of my wedding, and how dare you talk about your best friend like that? Oh, one other thing. Since I have you right now, I'm thinking about ending this friendship between you and I. I don't need a good friend who's on the path to becoming a lowlife herself. From today, you are no longer my friend anymore. That's right. You and I are no longer friends anymore. Your fault for getting married to a moneyless man like that. Now, you go and take me off the list, please. And forget about that promise I made to you about the speech. As the wife of a CEO, I can't be going to the wedding of the poor. Well, your husband, the CEO, is here. What? But you're not going to be coming now, right? I'll have to go and let him know that his wife will no longer be here today to give her speech with him. He told me that if you weren't going to come, he'd be willing to give a speech for me as well. So I need to go chat with him right now. Bye-bye. Huh? You hold it right there. What do you mean my husband is at your wedding right now? Why the hell would my husband be going to the wedding of a man from a fatherless, poor household? I only learned about this a little bit ago. Your husband and mine both went to the same university together. And not just that, but your husband was a year later than mine, yet they still became really good friends with one another. Are you kidding me? Your husband happens to run a company, right? And it's not just him, but his parents as well who run companies, right? That's right. Both of his parents have been running financing companies and have a ton of money themselves. And I became the wife of such a wealthy family. So why would my husband be willing to make friends with some moneyless man like your husband? Since the both of his parents had companies to manage, your husband never really had time to spend with them, right? I hear that your husband never even had a bite of any of the food that his mother could supposedly cook. Anyway, he went to university with my husband, and that's where they both became really good friends. And sometimes when they'd finish class, he'd go over to my husband's mother's place to stay the night. And at that time, he was able to enjoy all of the cooking that his mother would make. Then that led to them becoming even closer to one another, like they were both brothers or something. They're that close to one another? Even his mother likes to call him her second son, and your husband likes to call her his mother at times. That's the level those three are on. What? I always heard stories from my husband about how he had this really amazing friend from back in university. But then he'd explained to me that he'd became a very busy man, and that's why he was never able to go out and see him very often anymore. Today was the first time I've ever been able to see him, and my husband's first time seeing him for some time. But I never once knew that he was going to be your husband, of all people. Well, now that you mention it, he was saying that today he'd be going out to his friend's wedding, but I never thought that friend would be your husband. I never thought he was good friends with a poor loser who never had a father. He's just as shocked as we are. We never thought that there'd be such a connection between the three of us. But after having all been able to talk about it now, we can see just how crazy of a coincidence this has been. No way. And while we've been talking, you still had not arrived, and we joked for a second about how you might say you weren't coming last minute. We also joked with your husband about how if you didn't show up, he'd be able to give the speech for both my husband and I. I just never thought these jokes would become a reality, and I'd have to go ask your husband for such a thing. I can come out there right now. I'll even give that speech for you, so don't tell my husband anything. Don't take away that seat you have for me. Oh, don't force yourself to be here. Didn't you just tell me that you wouldn't come today so that you wouldn't trip up your husband any? I think as his wife, you being able to do such a selfless thing for you makes you a wonderful wife. So please don't worry about being here today. I promise to tell your husband what a thoughtful reason you had for not being here today. No! Stop that! I am asking you to please not say anything to him. The wedding's going to start pretty soon here. See ya, Bristol. Why would you do this to me? After that wedding, you had my husband come home and he was furious with me. He came at me saying that I'd really gone and done it by embarrassing his best friend like that. If this ends up getting me divorced, I don't know what I'm going to do about you. My husband was never embarrassed by anything you did. Your husband gave such beautiful speeches for the both of us yesterday, and that left both my husband and myself very pleased. How could I have known they were great friends since university? I tried to tell him that, yet my husband didn't listen to a thing I told him. I am asking you to please have a word with him about how I'll apologize. No way. Why would I go and do that for someone who isn't even my friend? Huh? Yesterday you asked me that we stop being friends, right? If you were my friend, I think I'd be okay with trying to help calm down your husband and all. But since we're not friends anymore, your life has nothing to do with me. Then you let me talk with your husband right now. If your husband starts to talk with mine, then he'll have to listen to him, right? So I want to talk with him right now and have him tell my husband now not to leave me. Then my husband will have to listen to his good friend and leave me be.
That guy would never listen to such a stupid thing from me. Sure, I may be a good friend of his, but he's not some idiot.
What?
Hello, and thanks for having been a friend to my wife. I'm her husband, Andy.
I'm sorry for not showing up yesterday, but I didn't do it on purpose. I just had a lot of things mixed up was all.
No need to give me such poor excuses. I heard from my wife that you loved calling me poor due to the fact that my mom and dad got divorced and I never saw him again.
No, wait, that was,
Now I'll go see what your husband has to say about this. And after he tells me how he feels, I'll let him know to get rid of you as soon as possible.
What?
The thing is, to me, your husband is a very special kind of friend. I would really like to see him happy, and if you're the one thing keeping him from being happy, then I need you to go. I don't find you the right fit for being my buddy's wife.
Why are you saying something like that? Until yesterday, he and I were really close to one another, and we were told by everyone that he and I were always meant to be.
You're meant to be with someone you always lied to? Also, he's been aware of your lies for a long time now, Bristol.
What are these lies you're talking about?
He's talking to me about them all the time, one being that you always bragged about being a good cook, and after getting married he wanted you to cook for him all the time. However, recently it seems he realized that you're not the great cook you always say you are after all. You happen to buy all the things you say you cook from a restaurant down the road.
What?
He was going on about you all last night at the after party. He was so fed up with you that he looked like a crazed man saying all the things he'd want to do to you now. He told us all that it was one thing being lied to by his wife about the things she'd done and that he could put up with it all for a while. But after you'd gone and said such terrible things about my wife and I and stood up our wedding, he'd had enough.
What am I going to do? I didn't think he'd find out about the restaurant's food.
I know very well how much my man loves to have good food. He always loved what my mom would cook for him, and that left him wanting a wife who could cook just as well. And when I heard for the first time that he'd married someone who could cook so well for him, I was left feeling thankful for that. Which is why now, after learning about your lies, I ask that you leave him. I don't want a woman like you around my friend anymore.
No way I'm leaving him. I would never give up my life with a man of so much money now of all times. You listen here. You're still the poor one here, so don't do anything to get in the way of me and my money. Don't act like you're better than me just because he's your best friend. You're nothing more than a fatherless, poor sucker.
You're right. I never grew up with a father. But ever since I can remember, my mom's been running her own business. And as for me, while working as an office man, I've run a store of my own, so you don't have any right calling my mom or me poor.
What? Is that true?
I'm making around the same amount your husband is right now. And that's another reason why he and I are so close to one another. We both like to talk about how we run our businesses and what we can both do to improve them. It's actually quite a fun time talking with him about all these things.
You're lying. Making that much money even though you never had a dad?
Now, I'm gonna have a word with him for you, so don't get in the way of this outcome, please. Your status never once went up just because you got married to a CEO, like you believe. All you are is a wife to him. That doesn't make you anyone special. And to most CEOs, that just makes you their pet. So don't think you have the right to judge anyone like you're better than them.
Shut up! I'm not going to be divorced by him.
I wonder about that. What you were saying is that because I'm his best friend, he'll have to listen to what I say, right? So when I go and tell him to divorce you, he should be able to listen to that and do as I've said. I want you to be ready for this divorce from him now, because all you are to him is some basic woman he could find again easily after you're gone. Now don't you ever talk to my wife again, myself again, or to my best friend ever again.
After that, Bristol and her husband really did end up getting a divorce that she'd been so desperately trying to avoid. And thankfully for me, I made sure to block her after Andy gave me back my phone. So I never had to hear anything else directly from her. For a bit there, her husband had been on the fence about really telling her to leave him, but after Andy went and told him about how not only he wanted her gone, but so did his mother, and so did a lot of their other friends, he made that choice to get the divorce. A little while after that had gone down, he started to pay my mother-in-law $1,000 a month to cook him some of her best meals a few times a month. As for Bristol and what happened with her after the divorce, she stopped posting about her life on her main account, and on her secret accounts, she'd say things like, "I can't do this anymore and my life is over, so please could someone love me?" Such sad and depressing posts like that would go on for weeks and months. And soon those all stopped as well, as not a single person actually cared about what happened to her, and she was left with no likes or replies to any of her posts. I'm not sure what's happened to her since she stopped posting anything on any of her accounts, but the last time I went and had one final look, every single one of the accounts had been erased, and that was the last bit of Bristol gone from existence. Can we talk? I'm at the bank trying to withdraw money for the kids' daycare and other expenses, but there's no money in the account. I couldn't even withdraw $100. Do you know anything about this?
Wasn't that payment due later?
Yeah, but I specifically marked it on our shared calendar a few days ago because I knew I would have time today. I wanted to pay it while I had time during lunch since I might forget if I put it off. Why isn't there any money in the account?
Oh yeah, I withdrew it because I needed it.
You withdrew money from our family account without discussing it with me?
I didn't think it was a big deal. I needed it urgently.
Tom, this is serious. What was so urgent that you had to empty our account without telling me?
Just some stuff I needed.
What exactly did you need? We agreed to discuss any major withdrawals.
Various things, but mainly for the gaming console that released last week.
Gaming? Wait, you bought a new gaming console? I haven't seen one at home.
I kept it somewhere else because you get mad if I played games at home. I needed the money to buy the new console and some games I want to play.
Where exactly are you keeping it, and how much did this cost?
At a friend's place. It wasn't that much.
Tom, give me the exact amount. How much did you spend?
About $800 with the games and everything. What about it?
$800 from our family account? How many times have I told you that this account is for living expenses and the children's education? When you want to buy personal items, use your own savings or money.
What else could I do? It was expensive, and I don't have any money in my account.
What happened to your last paycheck? Wasn't payday last week?
It all went to credit card payments.
All of it? What have you been buying that maxed out all your credit cards?
Just stuff I needed. Some golf equipment, new clothes for work.
Golf equipment? Since when do you play golf?
I need to start. It's important for work connections.
You've been shopping that much? I asked you not to waste money, didn't I? We reviewed our income and expenses together and calculated monthly spending limits. Why would you ignore the budgets we set together?
There are things I absolutely need to buy. What can I do?
Like what? What is so essential that you had to take money meant for our children's daycare?
You wouldn't understand. Men need certain things to maintain their status at work.
It's all because of your extravagant spending. Since what's spent is spent, you'll definitely put the money back in from next month's paycheck, right?
Yeah, I'll put it back.
I need you to promise me this can't happen again.
Okay, I'll put it back. Stop nagging.
Don't touch this account anymore. We can't sustain our lifestyle if this continues. We need to buy things for the kids and pay for daycare. This is already an expensive time for us.
It's fine if we use credit cards. We can just leave the payments to our future selves.
That kind of thinking is why you're always spending so much and ending up with no money.
I'm just having faith in our future selves. We'll earn more later.
We'll go bankrupt at this rate. We might need money for emergencies. What if one of the kids gets sick?
Never mind that. I have something to ask.
What now?
Where'd you hide the kids' bank books?
What? Why are you asking about that?
I was cleaning the house and couldn't find them. You hid them, didn't you?
Since when do you clean? You've never even changed a diaper.
That's not the point. Where are they?
Wait a minute, you never clean the house or do any housework. What's gotten into you? You're not planning to touch the kids' accounts, are you?
I suddenly have to go golfing with the CEO and his wife tomorrow. And then we're going drinking afterward. I need some money. Golfing is expensive.
Is this why you were looking for the bank books? Absolutely not!
Come on, it's for work. This is important networking.
Are you even listening to yourself? You can't steal from our children for golf.
They've got money from birth gifts, birthday presents, New Year's money, and school entrance celebrations. Not like they're using it.
That's because they're children. That money is for their future.
They'll get more celebrations in the future. And they get New Year's money every year. Using a bit won't hurt.
You are unbelievable. Do you know how hard our parents worked to save that money for them?
That's exactly my point. My parents contributed a lot to those accounts.
Yes, for their grandchildren, not for you to spend on golf.
But kids don't understand the value of money, and they have nothing to use for it right now.
They might need it in the future. College isn't free, you know.
That's years away. Could always save more later.
Like how you're saving now by maxing out credit cards?
Don't start with that again. And at least give me the portion for my parents.
What? Are you serious?
The money from my parents is practically mine. They've given quite a bit, haven't they? Come on, hand it over.
Your parents specifically said it was for their grandchildren's education.
They won't know if we use a little bit.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is theft, Tom.
It's not theft if it's family money.
I keep telling you, all that money was given to the children. No matter what you say, I won't let you touch the children's money. If I let you once, you'll probably use up all the money in their accounts.
You don't trust me at all, do you?
How can I when you've already emptied our joint account for a gaming console?
That was different. This is for work.
In fact, if you can't handle money responsibly, you're not giving me any choice. I'll have to put you on a daily allowance system.
What? Why should you control my wallet? I'm not a child.
Then stop acting like one. You're trying to steal from your own children.
I'm not stealing. I'm borrowing.
When exactly would you pay it back? With what money?
When I get my promotion. The CEO really likes me.
Because you can't handle money responsibly. As a result, you're trying to touch money that shouldn't be touched.
You're impossible. No wonder the guys at work say their wives are more understanding.
Oh, and which wives would those be?
Never mind. This is ridiculous. Fine, I'll use my secret savings.
Secret savings? What secret savings?
None of your business.
Good evening. I'm Amanda, the CEO's wife from Tom's company. We met at last year's company party and had such a lovely chat. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've been so busy. Oh, hello, Amanda. Yes, I remember you. That was quite a party. Your blue dress was stunning that night. Tom couldn't stop talking about how proud he was to have such a beautiful wife. That's kind of you to say. Thank you for always taking care of my husband. I heard he's going golfing with you and your husband today, followed by drinks? Yes, we had such a wonderful time. Tom is quite the natural at golf. Really? Well, that's surprising since he just started. Oh, has he not played before? He seemed so comfortable on the course. I see. And now you're all having drinks? I'm sorry we're keeping your husband so late when you have young children. Actually, he's drinking at our house right now. At your house? Oh, he said you'd be at a restaurant. I'm so sorry he's imposing on you this late. I can come pick him up right away if you'll share your address. Oh, no. Oh, please don't worry. Our home is quite spacious. And Tom seems so comfortable here already. Already? Has he been there before? Oh, I just meant he's very adaptable. We have plenty of rooms, and since I don't drink, my husband is happy to have someone to drink with. Is he not causing any trouble? He can be quite loose-tongued when drinking. Not at all. He's been telling the most fascinating stories about your family life. What kind of stories? Just little things. About how strict you are with money, how you never let him enjoy himself. I see. Actually, I wanted to ask, would it be all right if we borrowed your husband for the night? Pardon? Borrowed? Could we let him stay over? Both my husband and Tom are quite drunk, and I think it would be better if they rested here. That's why I reached out to you. This seems rather unusual for a work gathering. Oh, this is quite normal in our circles. My husband often has colleagues stay over. And you're comfortable with that arrangement? Of course, I take pride in being a generous hostess. Besides, Tom has stayed here before. Before? When was this? Oh, I meant it would be like he's stayed here before. He fits in so well with us. I see. It seems we're causing you even more trouble. It would be difficult for both Tom and you if he went home in this state, and I'm sure your children are sleeping. It would be a shame if they woke up. We don't mind at all, so we'll let him stay and send him home tomorrow. What time should I expect him? Oh, whenever he wakes up naturally. No need to rush on our account. Thank you for your consideration. I'll take you up on your kind offer. Thank you so much. I know it's an imposition, but please take care of him. While I have you, may I meddle in one more thing? What is it? Tom was just complaining about something while drinking. Complaining? About what exactly? About how you control him, the money situation specifically. Did he mention that he tried to take money from our children's accounts today? I hear you keep a tight hold on his purse strings. I know it's not my place to interfere with other households' finances, but as a fellow wife, I'm concerned. Concerned about what exactly? My husband is a CEO, you know. As women, as wives supporting our husbands, I believe we should let men maintain their dignity. And dignity requires unlimited access to money? Men need to feel powerful, Sarah. They need freedom to make their own choices. Even when those choices hurt their family? A wife shouldn't control her husband's wallet. If you tighten the purse strings too much, men will look elsewhere. Elsewhere? I can't be explicit, but you know how men are. They're always looking for freedom. You shouldn't make them feel confined. And you're speaking from experience? Let's just say I understand men's needs better than most wives. Thank you for the advice. My husband has a tendency to overspend and can't handle money responsibly. Since we have children, we're trying to discuss and decide on how to use money for our family's future. Men are always like children seeking freedom. It's up to us women to nurture them with a generous heart. Nurture? That's how I nurtured my husband into someone who doesn't worry about money, and thanks to that, I don't want for anything either. I imagine being a CEO's wife makes that easier. Oh, it's not about the money, it's about understanding what men need. And what do they need in your experience? Freedom, adventure, excitement, things that conventional wives often fail to provide. I see. Well, every marriage is different. How old are your children? 5 and 2? Such demanding ages. It must be hard managing them alone while Tom works so hard. Yes, especially since I work full-time too. Oh, you work? I thought you were a stay-at-home mother. No, I've always worked, even through both pregnancies. Our company has never had a male employee take paternity leave before, so I'm sorry we couldn't let Tom take any time off either. Excuse me? When your baby was born, such a shame he couldn't help more. That's strange. Tom told me he took 2 weeks of paternity leave, although he didn't spend much time helping around the house. Oh, I must be thinking of someone else. No, I distinctly remember because he said he told his company he wanted time off and was overjoyed when he was given 2 weeks, only to spend most of that time out with his friends. Did he? Oh, but his salary will definitely increase in the future as my husband's right-hand man, so as a wife, you should try not to make Tom feel too restricted. Well, I'm sorry for messaging so late. Good night. Wait, what do you mean by right-hand man? Oh, just that my husband has special plans for Tom's future. Nothing concrete yet. I see. Good night, then. Tom, we need to talk about your paternity leave.
What about it?
I had an interesting chat with Amanda. She said your company never gives paternity leave, even though you took 2 weeks off from work when I was having both children.
She must be confused.
Or am I confused about where you really were those 2 weeks?
Drop it, Sarah.
Were you even in the country? You said you were out with friends, but how much of that is really true?
I said drop it.
You took the kids' bank books, even though I hid them. Don't tell me you've withdrawn money. That money is for the children's future. You absolutely cannot use it.
Found them in your sock drawer. Not very creative.
How much did you take?
I need it for golfing with the CEO and his wife again. It's just a few $100s. Don't worry about it.
A few hundred? Put it back right now.
It's already spent. I needed new clubs.
Even if it's just a few hundred, even if it's just once, if you touch that money, you'll end up using it all. Absolutely not.
Stop nagging. Didn't Amanda teach you about being a proper wife?
What does Amanda have to do with this?
She told me about your line chat, about how controlling you are.
You and Amanda seem to talk a lot about me.
She understands what a wife should be.
But the CEO's family and our family have completely different incomes, situations, and family structures. We have our own way of doing things.
Even though Amanda was kind enough to give you advice, she really understands men's needs.
And what needs would those be?
Freedom, support, understanding, everything you don't give me.
Never mind that. Bring the bank books back right now. I won't forgive you if you withdraw even $1.
Too late, we're already done.
What? You really withdrew money from the children's accounts without permission?
I told you, I have the right to use the portion for my parents. I'm sick of you being so controlling. I wish I had a generous wife like Amanda.
A generous wife like Amanda? Is that what this is about?
Someone who supports my career growth instead of questioning every expense.
Career growth? Is that what you call drinking at our house?
What are you implying?
Those golf games, those late nights. How often do you really see the CEO at those meetings?
It's none of your business.
It is when you're stealing from our children to fund it.
I've had enough. We're absolutely incompatible when it comes to money management.
Only money management?
What? Want to get divorced? I don't mind. You'll be the one who regrets it.
Really? I'll regret losing a husband who steals from his children?
I provide for this family.
By maxing out credit cards and emptying savings accounts? Fine, I can't take this anymore. Let's get divorced.
Fine. Take all the kids with you. I won't pay child support either.
Put that in writing, why don't you?
Fine, that's what I'll do. I'm done with all of you.
Fine, that's what I'll do.
Get out right now, from this house.
Gladly. I'll go to my parents' house with the kids. I'll contact you later about money matters like child support and division of assets. Until then, it's in your best interest not to touch the kids' accounts.
Whatever. Now I can use my salary however I want, and no one will complain about how I spend my money. What a relief. Amanda understands me better anyway.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Say hi to her for me.
Hey, Sarah! Why am I being asked for compensation? What's the certified letter of all these demands?
Did you read it carefully? Every single page?
These numbers are insane! Property division, child support, compensation?
It's a certified letter I prepared after consulting with my lawyer. I think the numbers for property division, child custody, child support, and compensation are all properly calculated with supporting evidence.
What? This is ridiculous! Why should I pay any compensation? What evidence?
Because I found out about your affair. Compensation for that is reasonable, isn't it?
Huh? Affair? What affair?
Should I be more specific? Dates, times, locations?
You're making things up!
When calculating the property division, I investigated the ATM locations where you withdrew money and your credit card statements. The ATM locations and credit card statements showed evidence of your affair. I didn't even need to hire an expensive private investigator. There was plenty of evidence.
You had no right to look into my private spending.
Private spending with our joint account and our children's money?
So you were snooping around behind my back.
Funny how you're more upset about the snooping than being caught.
You're just making assumptions.
Those hotel charges were assumptions. The jewelry store purchases I never saw. The restaurants where you'd supposedly taken clients.
That doesn't prove anything.
You're the one who was sneaking around, having an affair with the CEO's wife of all people.
How did you know it was Amanda?
Thank you for confirming that.
That's not...
When I texted her recently, she mentioned you hadn't taken paternity leave.
Huh?
That's strange, isn't it? 2 years ago, when our younger child was born, you said you took paternity leave from work, but instead of helping with childcare, you went on vacation.
Well, that...
Seems like you didn't coordinate your story with your mistress. But during the period you took paternity leave, the CEO was away on a long overseas business trip, wasn't he? You were living it up at the CEO's house, enjoying a summer vacation under the guise of paternity leave, using the CEO's money.
Have you told the CEO?
I filed for compensation from his wife, too, so it's only a matter of time.
You wouldn't dare.
The papers are already filed. Would you like me to forward you a copy?
No! This is bad! If this gets out, I'll be fired!
Should have thought about that before stealing from our children to fund your affair.
I can explain everything!
To me or to the CEO? The certified letter has already been delivered, so try to handle this responsibly. I'm waiting for your response to the letter.
Wait! Sarah! We can work this out!
Through our lawyers.
I've been told to move out. Why do I have to leave?
Have you forgotten? Who do you think made it possible to live in that house?
What do you mean?
You seem to have completely forgotten. That house is employee housing from my company. The divorce was finalized through the lawyers last week, and since we're no longer family, you have no right to live there.
Employee housing? Huh? Your company?
Did you never once wonder why our rent was so low for such a nice place?
What are you talking about?
The reason we could live in such a spacious 3-bedroom apartment near the station for just $900 is because it's company housing.
$900? Is this apartment really that cheap?
For this area, market rate would be at least $2,500.
But I thought...
You didn't even pay the rent yourself, so you had no idea. You just kept spending recklessly with no savings, and your monthly salary mostly went to credit card payments for things you bought expecting your future self to pay for. You only contributed $200 a month to the household.
But I'm supposed to become the CEO's right-hand man and get a raise in the future.
Still believing that fantasy after everything?
Amanda promised.
After having an affair with the CEO's wife, do you think you'll earn more than me? I make more than twice what you do.
Wait a minute. You earn more than twice what I do?
Why do you think we could afford this lifestyle?
How much exactly do you make?
How do you think we lived so comfortably when you barely contributed any money to the household?
Well, I just thought, with savings and using all your salary, we could manage somehow.
While you spent money on games and golf?
Make it sound so bad.
So you thought it was fine to spend money on games and things you want while my entire salary went to living expenses?
I work hard every day.
And I don't? Who gets up at 5 a.m. to prepare everything for the kids?
That's different. I work in an office.
We both work every day. I did all the housework and childcare by myself, but you still think you worked harder?
Men and women have different roles.
Yes, apparently your role was to empty our accounts while having an affair. I understand now just how self-centered you are. We can live just fine on my salary like before, so we don't need you.
You can't just throw me out.
Actually, I can. The housing office already approved it.
Give me some time to find a place.
Since the divorce is final and we're strangers now, let's just clear up the financial matters through the lawyers.
Wait. I'm about to lose my home and my job in this situation. Because you explained everything to my parents first, they're saying they'll cut ties with me.
Oh, you've spoken with them? What did they say about the money you took from their grandchildren?
They're overreacting, just like you.
Don't you have the generous CEO's wife? Why don't ask her for help?
About that. Amanda just texted me saying she's been kicked out of her house penniless. She's saying she's coming to stay here.
Here? In my company housing?
She has nowhere else to go.
Why don't you help her move and look for a place to live together?
That's irresponsible.
Now you're talking about responsibility?
This isn't funny.
You got married, had children, had an affair, spent the money meant for the children, and drove your family to ruin. Aren't you the irresponsible one?
Just talk to your company. At least help me stay here a little longer. Please, Sarah. You know I don't have enough money to move right away.
Since we're divorced, there's nothing I can do. Talking about money with you is pointless, so I'm leaving everything to the lawyer.
What about the kids? Don't they need their father?
Child support is the top priority, so at least try to fulfill your responsibility as a father.
How am I supposed to pay child support when I have no job and nowhere to live?
It's a question you should have asked yourself before starting an affair with your boss's wife.
Wait! Sarah! I don't have any money!
Goodbye, Tom.
Sarah, please. Can I at least see the kids?
When you start making child support payments, we can discuss visitation.
I'm doing day labor now. It's barely enough to eat.
Welcome to the consequences of your actions.
Amanda left me.
Oh?
She couldn't handle living in a cheap apartment. Said she needs her lifestyle.
Ironic, isn't it? Having a partner who can't handle money responsibly.
I get it now. I really get it.
Too little, too late. Through the lawyer, we settled on my ex-husband repaying the money he had misappropriated, with minimal property division, plus child support and compensation, along with repayment of the money he had taken without permission. He lost his job and hasn't been successful in finding new employment, so he's barely getting by with day labor jobs. Apparently, he and the CEO's wife briefly moved into a cheap apartment together, but he ended up leaving her because she couldn't break her expensive spending habits from her life as a CEO's wife. I think he might finally understand a bit of what it feels like to have a partner who wastes money. And I hope that he finally realizes that he got what he deserved, and that he has no one to blame but himself for losing the happiness we once shared.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.